My name is Linda Neruba and I work with the National Museum of Uganda. I'm also a member of the International Council of Museums, which is ICOM Uganda. I'm also one of the curators of the Museum Fair 2025, which is the first of its kind in Kampala, Uganda. We decided to organize a museum fair in relation to the museum theme, which is museums in rapidly changing communities. So we invited the exhibitors, who are the museums, independent curators and collectors, to showcase their projects or collections in relation to innovation and sustainability and technology. One of the reasons why we decided to organize a museum fair was for museum curators, private collectors to come together in one space. So this was a good opportunity for us not just to exchange, but to raise the profile of museum curators and their work in our community. In context of audiovisual heritage, you'd notice the artifacts that were presented at the museum fair were not just records and films, but they were formats or devices that have been used in the past to create the recordings, the voices and the sounds that we are celebrating now. They have been used to disseminate our history and our past and even present, and they have been used to store, to archive the songs, the interviews, the speeches that celebrate our audiovisual heritage.
My name is Eugene K. Olupot, founder of a company called Real VR that has a section called Real VR African Heritage Tours. So what we do here is we look at how we can digitize existing artifacts and museums so that we're able to find a way to communicate to the people that are not within the access of these places. Here what we do is have virtual tours made, and then within the virtual tours we have all sorts of creative ways of pitching and showing people what the artifacts are all about. For starters, the museums we've been to, like for instance, Emote Museum, that's the Museum of Technology. It collects artifacts based off technological, transitions. We looked at that as an opportunity to find a way of documenting that, because for someone that may not have seen it before, this may be the only opportunity that they may get to see it through the virtual tours that we create. So now here what we're looking at is trying to immerse the users into that world. I think the fair was an eye-opener, because it gave us perspective on what is possible. Because as we are trying to explore the possibility of what VR can do, for the users that came around, it was really amazing, actually. But we understand that not everyone has access to these devices at the moment. So at the moment, we have it in 3 categories. One that can be used off your phone, and then the computer devices, then as well the VR headsets, so that we're able to find a way to serve all different niches.
My name is Emmanuel Semwanga, and I am a private collector, and my collection center is called Brims Collectibles. What we do is we want to keep a particular heritage so that people can connect to the past. We collect a wide range of items, ranging from items that people used to use as entertainment in homes, items that people used to use in offices, but because of the shift in technology, they are analog, they no longer probably work today. But somehow, somewhere, people don't know that these things existed. So our goal is to collect these items so that we can exhibit and show people the far we have come, where we are, and probably where we are going. The young generation is going to benefit in like 3 ways. The first one is, first of all, to appreciate that what their forefathers or parents used, to get to interact with these things. Some of them have watched these in movies, but they haven't interacted with them. Now they have an opportunity to interact with them, one. Secondly, it also informs after appreciating the far we have come, it also informs and shapes the kind of engineers we will have tomorrow, because it's a generation that probably would like to know what kind of engineering was used in these items, how did they store the music, how did vinyls record music, and then after that they're able to probably push it in the future and appreciate.
So many people think that preserving audiovisual heritage is a preserve of the museums, the galleries, the archives, and libraries. And yet, this is something that even me as an individual can do in my home. Let's understand that audiovisual heritage in itself is very fragile and vulnerable to decay and obsolescence. What I would encourage institutions of memory is to make sure that you have a framework, legal framework. That's because that's where we are falling short, especially in museums. We get a funder who wants to fund a digital project, and you allow them in, but you do not have a policy framework. And then 2, we need to recognize that we have audiovisual. It's important. It's important for our social and historical memory. It's there. Let's recognize them. Let's give them the space that they deserve. Provide access. If these things are not placed there, who will know that they're there? Who will know that they're important? So let's raise awareness of the value of this heritage. If museums keep opening their spaces for people to access these artifacts that are mostly hidden in their basements, if they create a special space through temporary exhibitions, through outreach, then audiovisual has a future.